Hello, guys and dolls. Right now, today, we are going to talk about Amazon FBA. And I'm going to give you an overview from my perspective. Because I've had an Amazon FBA store for a year. I opened it last May and we're almost in June now. So, what do I think after a year? What are my thoughts? It was a learning experience. I will definitely say the least. I don't care how many videos you watch about Amazon FBA, there are always going to be things that you will learn on your own that you didn't find in any video. And you're going to have to try to figure it out. Now, that's with everything, guys and dolls. So, don't think too much into that. But at first I loved it. I did. I loved it. And then over time, I didn't. And now I'm in the process of trying to figure out what I want to do with my Amazon account because I don't want it anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you the cons. The cons of Amazon FBA. Now, it's good if you're a customer that Amazon gives you 90 days to return things. But as an Amazon seller, not so much. Because what I have come into now, what I'm going to say next is everybody might not do this. When I get returns, I don't trash them. I want them back. I want them back because I know how I sent out my products. And I want them back so that I can expect them to see, did they come back the way I sent them out? And I am not going to lie. A very big issue that's on Amazon, and they need to address it. I don't know how they plan to address it, is customers scamming the system. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you an example. There was a person, seemed like a woman. Their information said they were a woman. And they were interested in this electronic item that I was selling. Now, they told me about their item that they had exactly identical to mine. Same make and model and everything. Told me how theirs was all busted up. Told me where it was busted up. And I told them that, mine was great. I had tested it out. I had a test page in it and everything, proving that it worked. They had it for what? So they do Prime. They got it in 2 days. 2 days later, they returned it. And so when I got the item back, it was busted up in all the ways that she said her item was busted up. Now, in my mind, should I have to take the L? No. But in Amazon's mind, yeah, you do. They don't even investigate these claims. And when you're a small seller starting out, these things affect you. People continuously scamming your store when you're trying to get off the ground. Now, I guess once and I'm off the ground, but not off the ground to the point where I can afford to take the losses that I was taking. And sometimes I was taking them back to back. So much now that on my account, it says that my account is in jeopardy of deactivation because my return rate is higher than 1%. Well, yeah, because I'll give you another example. I sell textbooks, and I realize this horrible trend Amazon needs to pick up on, where you'll have students who will order a book the last 6 to 4 weeks before the end of the semester. They'll use it, and then they'll return it when the semester's done. So they're not even paying to rent the book. They're buying the book from people like me. They're actually using it, and they're sending it back and getting a full refund. And I, the seller, have to take the L. And sometimes the product does not come back the way I sent it out. Now it comes back with writing in it. It just totally changes the condition under which you can sell an item. or if you wanted to resell the item. But I've gone through that more times than not. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, dang, I know it's the end of the season too, and I'm seeing all these books coming back. And there's nothing I can do about it because Amazon automatically gives the people returns. They don't fight them. And it just pings me. So, yeah, that's where we are. My account is, so I haven't sent anything in a while, like a couple months, honestly. I haven't sent anything in a couple of months before that came, before the notice of my account is in risk of being deactivated. I had stopped sending in items because I was trying to figure out what was going on with my items. And so I realized from a lot of the returns that I got that how I send it out, once it gets to the warehouse, how it gets sent out from the warehouse, and how it gets to the customer. Once it leaves my hands, I don't have any control over what happens. And sometimes when my items are coming back to me, they are really tore up. I mean, like, I'm like the driver just shot the boxes. Just shot the boxes, And I'm like, what is this? It makes me as a seller look bad. And so I started taking other precautions to try to protect my merchandise. But still, that doesn't protect you from the person who's intentionally scamming your store. And from the scams alone, I've taken a couple $1,000 hit. And that really sucks, you know what I mean? Like I said, once again, when you're just trying to get your store off the ground, you of course, okay, of course you have to expect some things that are going to happen. Some things like I said, where you are going to get returns. But not so many returns, and then when you start, and this is what it was, guys and dolls. I started getting returns on this one specific thing that I sell. So what I did was, after a while, I keep seeing this pop up. I said, well, I'm going to start having those sent back to me. That is when I started having my returns sent back to me so that I can inspect my own item. And, oh boy. I bet you, they wouldn't like people to really tell you about how your items come back so crazy, not in the condition that you sent them off in at all, and that's your reputation on the line as a seller, and you look bad because at the end of the day, on Amazon, you can get rated by a customer. So tell me why the person that ordered the specific item and the item when it got sent back to me was all busted up, and all the places where she said hers was busted up, she gave me a very low review. Very low. And I probably should have fought it. But I was just in such shock. Like, the nerve of this female. Like, it's clear to see that you sent me your item. But you had the gall to go in and give me like this super crappy review when you know that you replaced your junk with my product? I think for me, that was the turning point right there. That was the turning point that just let me know I didn't want to work. I don't want the Amazon store anymore. Right now it's just, I got all these items there and I'm trying to figure out, do I want to just destroy them? Which, Amazon, if they can sell it, they're not going to destroy it. They'll pay you to destroy it. In reality, they'll keep your item and they'll reflip it and sell it. So why they're charging you when they're going to make a double dime? They're going to get paid off of you to trash it, but they don't trash it, and then they get the profit from selling it themselves. So I'm just stuck right there, you know what I mean? And I try to talk to customer service a lot of times, and I was just more confused sometimes when I got off the phone, and feeling like I really didn't get anywhere. You know what I mean? So at this point, I really don't know what else to do except just slowly close down the store and just weed out my products little by little. It makes me want to to sell on eBay because I feel like, you know what? If I'm selling on eBay, I have control over my product through and through. From the time it leaves my house, you know what I mean, to, when it gets to you, that's just one less step I gotta worry about if it's getting destroyed over at some warehouse. But then also, it's all, I get to package it the way I want to package it. You know what I mean? It's not me sending in a whole bunch of stuff to Amazon and then individually, I don't know if you're properly packaging the items to send them out so that they aren't getting destroyed or whatnot. But needless to say, that those are my cons for Amazon, and this is the reason why I'm currently wanting to shut down my Amazon store. I don't know if you guys got any comments or ideas as to what I should do, but I'm kind of just done with Amazon. I am. I hope if you're thinking about getting an Amazon store, don't let my experience deter you. You know what I mean? But this is my experience, and I'm just sharing it, because somebody out there might not. You might be taking your last dollars to try to start this Amazon business. And if you cannot afford to take a whole bunch of L's, like the first year or two, stack your money and do something else. Don't invest it into Amazon, because in the end, you're going to lose way more than you put in.